some awesome food. I got this wonderful piece of cherry pie that I got from the deli. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I got a sweet chili piece of chicken here, boneless chicken, and I got some of this lovely Thai veggie wraps right here. So first thing I do is I'm going to, I'm hoping this is peanut sauce. I'm hoping it is. Yes, yes. Got myself a Fanta. Haven't had a Fanta in a dog's age. It's very popular. It used to be very popular when I was a kid. It was a Coke product at one time. I'm not sure if it still is, but it's very popular in other countries. Oh man, that's good. So, Live Aid. What an event that was. Years ago today. It's pretty amazing. I remember watching it on TV. I didn't watch it all day, but I saw a lot of it. I was totally blown away by everything. It absolutely floored me. You know, the magnitude of that whole event. You know, basically it was Bob Geldof and Midge Ure. They had that was their brainchild. With a lot of help from Bill Graham, concert promoter. I think Harvey Goldstein too. I'm not sure, but somebody else was in there. But anyways, I remember thinking that must be one heck of an undertaking to put something like that together. I mean, trying to organize a concert of any kind. Never mind simultaneously in 2 different stadiums, in 2 different cities, 2 different continents. Crazy. It was definitely not without glitches, but that's to be expected. I mean, good grief. But it was an amazing event, it really was. I remember Bryan Adams played there, and the drummer, Pat Stewart, who drummed Bryan Adams at that time, was a local guy from here, and I'd gotten to know him. And I remember talking to him after that. I saw him one time, and he was over here on the island. He was back to playing with the Odds at that time. And he said that no matter where you looked, no matter where you turned your head, there was a famous person, like a well-known musician, like whether it was David Crosby or whoever, you know, it's just no matter where you looked, there was always somebody like Freddie Mercury or whoever, right? But it was just amazing. I remember him saying he was just mentioning all these different people that were there that he saw. He said he couldn't believe it, you know. Just so many famous musicians, all in one place. So, Wembley Stadium in London, JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. Wow. What an amazing event. Apparently it was watched by about 1.9 billion people. It raised something like $127 million, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I'm not going to sit here and try and dazzle you with figures and facts and data and all that. I'm going to talk about my own personal experience just watching on TV. Hard to believe I was 28 years old at the time. Man. And I was still not a father. My ex was pregnant with our first child, who would be born August the 9th. So less than 3 weeks, or less than 4 weeks later, we would have a baby boy. I remember the next day after Live Aid, we all went down to the beach. And we were swimming. My brother-in-law and my sister were there, and some of their kids. And, of course, my wife was out here, my ex-wife. And we were talking about Live Aid. Some of the highlights and the performances. I remember Mick Jagger and Tina Turner. Wow. I thought Queen was fantastic. The Led Zeppelin reunion was somewhat disastrous. I thought the Cars were amazing. Some people did such amazing sets, others not so much. Somebody in the media said, "This is our Woodstock," referring to their generation's Woodstock. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. It was quite an achievement to pull that off. I thought it was pretty cool that Phil Collins performed at both events. Apparently flew Concorde from London to New York and took a helicopter from New York to Philadelphia to the stadium. That's amazing. Being able to fly from London to New York in roughly 3 hours, give or take. Crazy. But the whole show just, I was fascinated. Just one fabulous act after another. I switched from both sides, from Philadelphia to London, from London to Philadelphia. Apparently a lot of stadiums and arenas had big giant screens set up people could watch. And something I didn't know was there's a lot of smaller concerts going on around the world as well, simultaneously. I had to get a gallon of that peanut sauce. I want to try this piece of chicken. Oops. Come on, you little bugger. It's good. I like the coating, really nice. When I was a kid, I used to go to a lot of outdoor festivals. The biggest one was in Vancouver. It's an outdoor festival. When I lived in Saskatoon, we had small festivals. We had one every summer called Wood Tick. Just local bands. They'd always try and get one decent headliner. But it was just the effect, right? You know, just going there and having fun. But yeah, Live Aid. Now, gotta tell you, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I'm a Bob Dylan fan. Love Dylan. But I thought his performance was terrible. Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards joined him on stage. Ronnie Wood eventually walks off because his guitar's out of tune. At one point, Dylan says something about we should take a few million and give it to some of the local farmers to pay off their mortgages. I thought, what a weird thing to say. I mean, this is not about paying off people's mortgages. This is about helping people that are starving to death. As much of a Dylan fan that I am, I was quite disappointed in his set and his remarks. It's almost like he didn't really understand the whole situation. But Mick Jagger and Tina Turner, so good, so professional. So good together. You know, just wonderful. And Queen, wow, Freddie Mercury blew me away. I'm going to be honest. Until I saw their performance, I didn't know it was Freddie Mercury that played piano. I thought he just sang. I didn't know he played piano. Their whole set was so good. I remember watching Madonna. It was becoming very huge at that time. I remember seeing U2. My buddy Kelly was really into U2. He thought U2 was great. I'd heard of them, but didn't know a lot about them. And I watched their set. And wasn't bad, nothing wrong with it. I just didn't really see why he was so pumped up about these guys. Of course, now I realize who they are. Very good. I can be honest, I'm making a lot of flack for this, but I still think they're a little bit overrated. I listen to the Joshua Tree all the time. But you know, organizing an event like that, what does that take? The planning, getting everything together, 2 different continents, make it all work. You know, just making the whole thing happen. The logistics of it, you know, coordinating all that. Wow. I remember just being blown away by what a huge event it was. I was envious of anybody I got to attend. Must have been something. Anyways, it was pretty cool. When you watch it now, you'd almost think it was got it yesterday. Watching it again today just brought back so many memories. And so many of those performers are no longer with us. So many have passed on. Like watching the Cars, Rick Ocasek, Benjamin Orr are no longer around. I would think if a band or a performer played there and they were kind of at maybe a mediocre place in their career, this event certainly would have helped them. I know Woodstock did that for a lot of performers. Bands like Sha-Na-Na, Country Joe and the Fish, and a few bands like that. Richie Havens all got a boost from playing at Woodstock. Of course, bands like The Who didn't need it. Nor did Santana, but I know 10 years after I got a real boost for that gig. Keep eating my hair. I remember at one point dropping over at my mom's place, and my little sister was still living at home, and she'd been watching it all day. Even my mom was watching it. She didn't like that kind of music, but still she thought it was quite the event. I'm sure probably a lot of controversies and glitches here and there, which you're going to find in, with any kind of event. There will always be something. I do remember being very disappointed with the Led Zeppelin. I guess they kind of called it a reunion, but wow. I think they only played about 3 songs, but at that point Phil Collins had arrived from London in Philadelphia, and he was on the drums, and of course Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, I guess. But it just sounded terrible. I was embarrassed for them. looks so uncomfortable, like Robert Plant just looks so uncomfortable. And he sounded really kind of hoarse and like his voice was shot or something. And of course you can have technical glitches as well as bad performances, but gotta expect that. I still say it was an amazing event. Amazing. Now, funny enough, Bob Dylan's comments about taking a few million and giving it to some of the farmers, I believe that helped spark Farm Aid. Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to trying this pie. I've been seeing these in the store there for a long time. You'd have thought we've had enough cherries by now, but I can't resist cherry pie. Good crust. Quite flaky. It's actually quite good. Linda's a gal pal who made, she's an excellent cook, just really good. She made a homemade cherry pie. I'm not sure if I ever actually had a homemade cherry pie. It was really good. You know, we've never had enough cherries on a tree until this year to do anything with. So of course we just buy cherries and just eat them. But now I've got so many cherries. This whole entire pie was less than $8. Very good. They had apple, strawberry rhubarb, apple crumble. Didn't see any blueberry. I've made blueberry pies before. I'm wishing I had a cup of coffee right now. That'd be perfect. I have to admit, at my age, I have no desire to attend any outdoor festivals. We have some outdoor festivals here on the island. They more of a, well, we have some kind artists, a lot of them I've never heard of. And these are ones that go on for 2 or 3 days. Don't think I could handle camping in a situation like that. Need a lot of toilets. Just the noise level and, yeah, the traffic jam and would not appeal to me. I must be getting old. That piece of chicken was very good. It's a sweet chili breaded chicken. Very nice. And those rolls, they're always nice. And this pie is lovely. Almost got carrot cake. I thought I've been wanting to try one of these pies for a long time. So I thought today is the day. Wow, that was good. Very good. For some reason, I saw that in the store. I just had to buy it. I don't know why. I don't normally drink a lot of orange pop, you know. Just never do. When I was a kid, I did. My sister loves orange pop. She likes Orange Crush. Always did. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on Live Aid. If you're old enough to watch it when it was first aired, or did you watch it today? You know, do you know anything about it, or do you care? You know, you'd like to hear what you thought. You know, highs and lows, and you know, good or bad, what you thought. I still say Queen's performance was pretty incredible. I'm watching Bryan Adams, his drummer at that time, Pat Stewart, like I said, I got to know personally. Seeing him on TV and Live Aid, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Way to go, Pat. Well, there it is, my friends. Now, that was a good meal. Okay, shout-outs. I can do a birthday shout-out. I'll do any kind of shout-out. But if you want a birthday shout-out, please let me know in advance, okay? If you want on around your birthday, you have to let me know in advance at least 2 weeks or more. Otherwise, I can't reschedule my videos to fit your shout-out in. I have done similar stuff like that, but I can't always do that. So, I hope you're all, hope you're all well and doing good out there. Staying amazing out there in the land of awesome and all that. Looking after yourself, looking after each other, okay? So, you take care. Thank you for joining me with this meal. And once again, please comment on the Live Aid thing. You know, if you have anything to say about it, I'd love to hear from you, okay? Okay, until then, I'll see you later, alligator. Okay.